Hi everyone, welcome to the Highlights from Ukraine podcast, your daily audio summary of the latest news reported in the Ukrainian media. My name is Artem, and here is the news. 1056 days less the Russian invasion of Ukraine. German Defense Minister Boris Pistorius visited Kyiv yesterday, where he met President of Ukraine Volodymyr Zelensky, reports European Pravda. Zelensky and Pistorius discussed the development of a comprehensive air defense shield, investments in the Ukrainian defense industry, strengthening Ukraine's defense capabilities, and training and supporting Ukrainian soldiers on the battlefield. Quote, I am grateful to Germany for its unwavering support, which not only strengthened Ukraine's defense but also played a decisive role in strengthening the security of all of Europe. Germany has made one of the largest contributions to protecting Ukrainian skies and saving countless lives, providing almost 16% of all assistance received by Ukraine, unquote, Zelensky said. They also discussed coordination with partners to achieve a just peace and summarized yesterday's meeting of the Group of Five, the defense ministers of Germany, France, UK, Italy, and Poland. Later at a press conference, Pistorius said that the country is currently working on various measures similar to Danish model, direct support for the defense sector of Ukraine. The Danish model arose from a memorandum that Ukraine and Denmark signed in June 2024. Denmark then became the first country to approve the scheme when it gave Ukraine money to procure weapons from local Ukrainian manufacturers. The German government has prepared everything necessary to provide Ukraine with additional military assistance worth 3 billion euros, but discussions are still ongoing. The funds are not yet available because the country's new budget has not been approved, explained the defense minister. Earlier, Pistorius denied the report that Chancellor Olaf Scholz was allegedly blocking an additional 3 billion euros package of military aid to Ukraine. Ukraine released another video of questioning of a North Korean prisoner of war, reports ICTV. In a video posted by President Volodymyr Zelensky, a North Korean soldier captured by Ukraine's Special Operations Forces in Kursk Oblast has confirmed that he had fake Russian documents. When asked, he claims that he was injured in battle and was unable to move. After a few days, he was captured by Ukrainian forces and evacuated. When asked if it was his photo on the Russian documents, the North Korean fighter denied it. He also stated that the name on the records was not his either. A fake military ID discovered on him was issued in the name of a real person from the Russian Republic of Tiva or Tuva in the Asian part of the country. Quote, the communication of captured soldiers from North Korea with Ukrainian investigators continues. We are establishing the facts, we are checking all the details. The world will know the complete truth about how Russia uses such guys who grew up in a complete information vacuum, know nothing about Ukraine at all, and are used by Russia solely to continue and expand this war, unquote, said Volodymyr Zelensky. According to the Special Operations Forces, Russian troops made every effort to prevent Ukrainians from evacuating a North Korean soldier from the forest, in particular with a massive artillery shelling, reports Radio Liberty. The Special Operations Forces soldiers told journalists that they had been learning Korean phrases in preparation for the potential of taking North Korean soldiers as prisoners. This was the third attempt to capture North Korean troops. The first soldier apprehended was gravely injured and died soon after his capture, while the second committed suicide. As a result, the third prisoner was immediately examined and closely supervised to ensure he did not harm himself. South Korea announced plans to hold consultations with Ukraine regarding the potential transfer of North Korean soldiers captured by the country should they agree to the fact. According to the South Korean constitution, North Korean soldiers are considered its citizens. However, the foreign ministry spokesperson noted that neither of the two captured soldiers has expressed intent to defect to South Korea. We would really appreciate if you could rate us, ideally with 5 stars, and leave a glowing review in the app where you're listening to this podcast, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and others. This really helps more people to find out about the highlights from Ukraine and truth about Russia's invasion. Since 2024, combat brigades of the ground forces of the armed forces of Ukraine have been replenished with soldiers transferred from Ukraine's Air Force units, reports Ukrainska Pravda. This practice has continued into 2025. The latest order from Commander-in-Chief Alexander Syrsky on the transfer of personnel was received by the Air Force units on 11th of January. A Ukrainska Pravda source noted that more than 5,000 soldiers were to be transferred to the ground forces. The source points out that mass transfers can significantly reduce the effectiveness of the Ukrainian Air Force. This is why the Air Force personnel are trying to draw attention to the situation. The publication caused a response from the General Staff of Ukraine, who officially stated that there have been no plans to transfer highly deficient specialists of the Air Force Engineering and Aviation Service who maintain aircraft to infantry units. The General Staff noted that the situation at the front remains difficult with a shortage of infantrymen in many areas. Therefore, the decision to reinforce the ground brigades on the front line with personnel from other units and branches of the armed forces is a necessary step, taken by the command to strengthen Ukraine's defense. The Air Force Command also indicated that highly specialized personnel such as aircraft engineers will not be transferred to other branches or groups within the armed forces. This also applies to people who have studied overseas to learn Western technology, as well as soldiers from mobile fire groups who help to down Russian drones and missiles. The President of Ukraine reacted to the situation as well. In his evening video address, Volodymyr Zelensky said that he had a separate conversation with the commander of the Air Force. Quote, "Today there was a lot of information, outrage and discussion regarding the transfers. I have instructed to clarify everything for the public and to ensure that the number of specialists needed by the Air Force to carry out combat missions for our aviation, air defense and mobile fire groups is not reduced." Unquote. Thank you for listening to the Highlights from Ukraine podcast. We're a commercial initiative of just two people and we need your help to grow. Share information about the podcast, rate us in the app, subscribe to our Patreon. With your support, we are getting better.
We call on you to demand from governments of your countries to impose the toughest sanctions possible on Russia and its citizens to stop their invasion of Ukraine.